I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Let me tell you why. I know where you've been, where you're at, where you're going. I know you're the reason I believe in life. What's the day without a little night? I'm just trying to set a little light. It can be hard, it can be so hard, but you gotta live right now.
Gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight? Join me while we spill world both good and bad sides of the new day and age. Yeah, I know what I said. It was gonna be good and bad, because it's both sides TV. But I keep hearing so much about this Melly case, and now it's time for me to get into it, man. I'm gonna get straight to my opinion, bro. How I feel about it, bro. I don't feel bad if he, if he do get the death penalty. I'm sorry to say it like that. I don't feel bad, because we all gotta, we have to do, when we have consequences, we have to, accept what we do wrong. We have to confess to our actions, and we have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, yes, I don't feel bad for Melly, YM Melly. I'm sorry to say it like that. Great, don't get me wrong, great musician, great music artist, very talented young man, but what he did it was uncalled for. And you may have, like they keep saying, oh, he may have multi personalities. He may though, but at the same time, bro, I think he still knew what he did and understand what he did and knew where he was wrong. And he had to accept that. I mean, you killed your best friends, bro, and I can't respect people like that. It's heartbreaking though. You may have 4 young men that all might lose their lives. 2 might lose from the death penalty in the system, and 2 already dead and gone. R.I.P. Condolence to the family. Condolence to the family, bro. Condolence to all the families, bro, that's involved in this. It's heartbreaking, bro. So yeah, I feel like I said, man. How I feel about me, this is my opinion, man. Take it how y'all want it. It's up to y'all, bro. We're gonna get straight to the video in a minute. Like I said, man, they got so much, bro. Like, one day we're gonna do research on it, but they got so much, bro. But from my opinion, from my perspective, it's uncalled for and it's crazy, and we need to stop with this violence, bro. We really do, bro. I was reading other comments on TikTok, hearing about this, and I seen people in the comment section saying that he deserved it, like he deserved it. Nobody deserved to die, but at the same time, you gotta have this coming to him. You took somebody else's child life, and then your parents tried to defend you. Where, in my opinion, they know you're wrong, but because at the end of the day, you were her blood, you were a child, she ain't gonna nothing happen to you. But at the end of the day, your son did wrong, bro. If you ever watch the video, your son did wrong, and sometimes we gotta accept it when we do wrong. Sorry to say it like that. So let's get straight to this video, man. Because deep down, I feel like, right now I just feel both. I feel like I don't want him to die, but at the same time, he earned it. I kind of do. I'm sorry to say it like that. I don't want him to die, but at the same time, he earned it, like I said. So that's how I feel right now, man. Like I said, man, it's my opinion. Y'all take it how y'all want it. Take it or leave it how y'all want it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I accept when we wrong, We can start.
Michael Jackson. Literally, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? But he's still thugging it, still street, but he, to an extent, he know how to control his anger in himself. With Melvin, I only let him out at nighttime.
Rapper YNW Melly talking about his 2 personalities years ago. Now his trial for the murder of 2 friends starts this month. His biggest hit about murder. If convicted, a new law could make it easier for Melly to get the death penalty. This is the story of the YNW Melly double murder trial so far. Welcome to Law and Crime's Sidebar Podcast. I'm Anjanette Levy. Jamel Demons, known to fans by his stage name YNW Melly, is set to go on trial for murdering two of his friends. That's the accusation. He's been in jail in Broward County, Florida for more than 4 years now. Melly is just 24 years old. YNW stands for Young New Wave. This case involves 4 members of Melly's YNW crew. 2 are dead, and Melly and another member, Cortland Henry, who was known as YNW Bortland, are accused of killing them. Police say Melly shot and killed 20-year-old Chris Thomas, also known as YNW Juvie, and 21-year-old Anthony Williams, who went by YNW Sack Chaser, in October 2018. Video shows them together earlier that night as they recorded a music video. Police have said YNW Bortland was driving the SUV and claimed they'd been shot in a drive-by. After the murders, Melly posted on Twitter, "They took my brothers from me over jealousy. I know y'all watching over me." Months later, in April of 2019, Melly was charged with killing his friends. He pleaded not guilty. With the support of the victims' families, prosecutors said they would seek the death penalty. Bortland also faces murder charges. His trial date has not yet been set. Melly talked about Juvie and Sack Chaser's names being tattooed on his face before.
Hey, I remember, bro. They gonna seek the death penalty on Melly because remember at the end of the day, Melly is the one that's famous. And I notice every time a famous person do something like this, they always seek the death penalty on paper because they known, and it felt like people want them to die because they should have known better. And it's gonna show kids that when you're famous, you can't just do what you want. Even though you're famous, you can't do what you want. You still gotta abide by the rules like every other person in this world. So, yes, stuff happens, and can't really say much to that part. But like I said, man, I feel like they targeted Melly because he's famous too. At the end of the day.
Before they were killed, they were in a room with him during an interview for a podcast.
So what you got tattooed on your face? Tell me about it a little bit.
What? On my face?
Yeah. We got the heart on this side.
Heart.
What's that say above your eyebrow on that side?
Which side?
Oh, either one. What's it?
I got Sack Chaser right here. That's my brother. That's my twin.
Okay.
See, bro, the crazy thing is, bro, he tattooed his friends' names on his face before they died. Usually, because, bro, usually before somebody die, bro, before somebody, like, you tattoo somebody named after, you tattoo somebody named after they die, not when they're not dead, bro. Because my mama tattooed my grandpa name after he died. She didn't tattoo his name on her body after, when he was alive. She did it after he died, as a remembrance. Bro, that's crazy, bro. Like, this shit, like, he premeditated because you tattooed your brother, your best friends that you call brothers, faces on before they even died. So something telling me that something not right. Something is up, bro. Like that something up, bro. Come on, bro. Think about it, bro. Something up. Because how you tattoo your friend's face and they're not even dead yet? Proven point right there.
Juvie? Just a lot of your friends who passed?
Yeah. Nah, them right there.
Oh, okay.
My brothers right there.
My bad. I wouldn't get none of my friends tattooed on my face until they died.
See, that's what. Look, bro. Look, watch.
Okay.
Watch you say.
My brothers right there.
My bad. I wouldn't get none of my friends tattooed on my face until they died.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who does that? See, who?
Melly rose to fame while serving time for a 2015 shooting incident. Police said that he fired a gun at several people outside of his high school. He was just 16 at the time.
He fired a gun at several people outside his high school at age 16.
Hey, yo, what the?
That's not ringing any red flags or ringing any bells in his parents' head. That's not ringing any bells that he shot at people at high school at age 16. and don't even know why. Like, that's not ringing any bells to no one. Like, y'all not hearing this? Come on, bro, it's crazy. Like, who, bro? Who? That's a red flag right there. That's a major red flag. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, no.
When you were in jail, did you feel like, were you ever at a point where you felt like all hope was lost?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. When I first got locked up, cause I ain't know what they was gonna do. I ain't know. I thought, damn. I was so young. I ain't know. I was like, damn. This before I made Murder on My Mind. I was like, man, hell no. They finna give me a year.
Murder on My Mind was Melly's biggest hit, along with Balenciaga Blues. His career was on the rise.
So what was it like working with Kanye?
Awesome.
Awesome?
Super mega awesome cool.
But there's more to Melly than just music. He's also talked about something else that's going on within him. He claims to have 2 or more personalities.
So who am I talking to right now? Am I talking to Melly, Melvin, Mel? Like, who am I talking to?
You talking to Melvin, cause I'm mad right now.
What are you mad about?
You know I'm mad. We ain't gonna talk about that right now.
What you mad about?
We said let it go, so we gonna let it go.
Boy, what the hey, nobody see. So we all just act like this man ain't got nothing wrong with him. He really got mixed I'm not gonna laugh. He really got mixed personality. Bruh, what? Wait, okay, hold on.
What you
That
mad
girl
about?
scared as hell.
We said let it
She
go.
seems so
we
scared.
gonna let it go. Alright, Melly is
She-
loving, genuine.
Now, am I
Watch out.
talking to Melly, Melvin, Mel? Like, who am I talking to?
Watch how she's scared. Watch how scared she look.
I'm mad right now.
What are you mad?
She's smiling, but deep down,
Oh, man.
that's fear, bro. Like, she don't know what this man capable of, bro. Like, that's
What you
scary.
mad about?
We said let it go, so we gonna let it go.
What the fuck?
Melly
Hey,
is
yo.
loving, genuine, turned up, happy, and just loving. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson. Melly is Michael Jackson.
The other personality he discusses is much darker. His name is Melvin.
With Melvin, I only let him out at nighttime, and I need to stop doing that. Like when the night hits, he really come, and it's like Melvin is just like once you play with Melly to a certain extent, Melvin just don't like that. Melvin on your ass.
That's what your best friends did to you? Play with your emotions to a certain extent. You took their life from words? I ain't got nothing. I got nothing.
No cap. He on your ass. He don't play.
Like many trials, Melly's has been delayed several times because of COVID, but also because of arguments over the death penalty and evidence. Jury selection has been underway since April. At that time, Melly's mom, Jamie King, posted on Instagram, "Melly coming home. Today I went to court."
Melly coming home, but at the same time, have you ever have the mother ever apologized to the people lives that he took? Honestly, because I feel like he did take them dudes' lives, bro. There was no in go goddamn way, bro. In God's eyes, that this man did not do this because he did. Like, come on, bro. Even God know that, bro. If you put his phone in the search, he's like, yeah, you did it. I seen it. Like, I'm getting in my door. Yeah, like, bro, like, that's crazy because at the end of the day, bro, you worry about Millie. And yes, I understand that's your son. But at the same damn time, have you ever apologized to the families of the kids that he took away from them? Because they had a family too. But they can't go home to him because they're dead and gone in the graveyard. While he's still alive and might be dead in a couple of months or so. Like, you know, and I'm surprised nobody tried to target your family because after what you did. Like, that's scary to me.
Expecting more delays, but we started jury selection. I can't explain how I feel. My anxiety is everywhere, but God got us. Opening statements are expected next month. In an unrelated case, a news report from 2019 claimed law enforcement suspected Melly and Bortland might be involved in the fatal shooting of off-duty Sheriff's Deputy Gary Chambliss. His 2017 murder remains unsolved, and investigators will not confirm whether the two are suspects. Joining me to discuss YNW Melly's upcoming murder trial is Mina Lona. She is an on-air personality at SiriusXM The Heat and at 100.3 FM in Philly. Also, Jules Epstein is with us. He is a professor at Temple University's Beasley School of Law and a death penalty expert. Thanks to both of you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Mina, I want to start with you. Let's talk a little bit about why there is so much interest in this case. We know that this happened back in 2018, these homicides. Melly was arrested and charged in 2019. He's been in jail ever since. He was really an up-and-coming rising star when this happened.
I think that's the interest, the fact that he garnered attention from someone like Kanye West, who was...
At the time, bro, I still feel like Kanye West was not dead. Like, with Millie, like, he was still something at the moment, but still. Bro, Kanye West lost all my attention after Graduation album. That was when it was popping. That's when Kanye West was popping, bro. Welcome to the good life. Like, that shit, bro. T-Pain, bro, that went hard, bro. That went hard, bro. Yeah, that was the good life, bro. For real. It's a good life. The life I lived. I thought that I was gonna go crazy. Now my grandmama ain't the only girl. Let me stop, bro. Anyway, yeah, man. Kanye West, bro. I lost all respect, honestly, for Kanye West. He just, after his mother died, he just lost it, bro. Kanye West is just not. I feel like he's not even there no more. So, yeah.
Was featured on a song with him. He was this rising star, and out of nowhere, this situation happened, which is really a mystery. What happened here? Who was the car? Was this part of a
let me let finish first.
Drive-by shooting? Was
somebody shut her? Understand that's your opinion, but let me turn that around for you real fast because I know it's your opinion. It's cool. If this lady ever see this, first of all, it's not about this incident or who what. It's somebody's lives that was taken. So remember, everybody's life is precious. Nobody's life is different. Everybody's life is precious. Everybody's life is special. So act like they just trash and try to say, oh, it was this incident. Was it a drive-by? You know good and goddamn well ain't no motherfucking drive-by, bro. Stop saying it like y'all don't know. The detectives got the evidence. Let me show y'all what really happened. Let me tell y'all what really went down, bro. Millie and the other dude, the light-skinned dude, drove in the back. They shot him in the back of the head, honestly. That's what I heard. Inflicted wounds, shot themselves, inflicted wounds to themselves, so it acted like they was in a drive-by. After they did that, they went to the hospital, tried to play it off. They got caught a couple of days later when they put the evidence together, what happened. And now that's how we end up here in this situation of him getting the death penalty because you killed your own best friends. And then the crazy thing, you ain't gonna rap about it. So this woman needs to stop sitting up here and be like, it just happened. No, it didn't. No, it just happened. First of all, like, stop it, bro. Stop it. Ain't no mystery to that. Ain't no drive-by. Millie was the Uber, bro. He was the person that got picked up for the Uber and did what he needed to do, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like,
is it a shooting that involved the people inside of the car? I think the fact that he does have a song that it's called Murder on My Mind, where he talks about accidentally shooting.
They try to make it seem like he's innocent. This man in the song clearly states, I took the gun, cocked it back, and shot him twice. It's not who, what am I? It's I. He said I. It's not who, him, what, well, or whatever. He said I took the gun, cocked it back, and shot him twice. You heard the words? I took the gun, cocked them back and shot twice, and he caught me by surprise like it's a joke. Like, come on, bro. You literally said it, so I took the gun and cocked it back and shot twice. That man, boy, man is
Someone, I think all those things add to the interest in the story and just the I guess the riddle of what happened here.
And another thing too, I mean, he has a certain level of charisma. Am I wrong about that? Because he seems to really be a charmer when he does these interviews. And the thing about the personalities is something that really kind of piques my interest, because he talks about how he's got Melly, who's this sweet, loving guy, but then Melvin comes out after dark and all bets are off.
I think he's very much an entertainer, and we've seen it play out in his debut album, which literally explored this dual personality that he has. It's kind of like an alternative character, but I think it's also an extension of his mental state of mind, right? He's been diagnosed with bipolar syndrome, ADHD. So all of this contributes to the fact that he seems to be someone who has battled some mental and behavioral issues, and he's kind of made it into the entertainment world, and he's managed to create this persona off of his battles that he's dealing with, which you will hear a lot of that in the music, the things that he's rapping about. And yeah, I think he's entertaining, and all of this really.
taking your best friend's life, y'all, is not entertaining. Don't try it at home. Because y'all gonna end up just like him. In the court, about to receive something that y'all wish y'all would have. Y'all could go back in the hands of time and change it.
Intrigues people and makes them wonder, who is this guy? What is he about? What personality is he today? And what happened on the night in question? Was this a situation where maybe he had
She better not say episode, because I will get to roast.
Issue with his mental health? All of this contributes to the interest in this story. And I also think that the fact that we haven't heard about what's going on with his case and trial for 4 years, I think that the death penalty now being put on the table, I think that adds to the interest in what happened, what's going to be the defense, what is the prosecution going to say, and how is the death penalty now being on the table? How is that going to impact this trial?
Jules, I want to address that with you. We do have a young guy here. He's 24 now, but when this happened, he would have been, 18, 19 years old. So in many respects, yes, legally an adult, but also still mentally probably a little bit of a kid if you look at some of the research out there about how people mature and brain development, things like that. He's going to say he didn't do this at trial. So if we're talking strictly the guilt phase, the things that Mina brought up, the bipolar disorder, the ADHD, how does any of this play into defending him?
Legally, none.
See?
In other words, if he's saying, I wasn't in the car, I was somewhere else, it doesn't matter if he's a genius. It doesn't matter if he has a learning disability. It doesn't matter if he has a diagnosis of bipolar. Mental health issues come in when a person's state of mind is at play. If someone said, I shot, but I was in fear. I shot in a momentary state of mental disarray, then mental state is relevant. If it's saying, I wasn't there, it's not relevant.
Well, we know that Melly was in the car. And really the facts of this case, when we look at it, are that they left the recording studio after a late night session. And they claim, Melly and his co-conspirator claim, that this was a drive-by. But the police claim that's not the case. They claim that there's no evidence of a shooting where they claim that this drive-by happened. Their cell phones put them in a different area of town at the time, and that these shots likely came from the back seat where Melly was sitting. So all of that on its face, Jules, sounds really, really bad. But as things unfold at trial, you never know how they're going to go.
So now we're talking about forensic analysis. And forensic analysis is only as good
Something
as
almost
the
fell asleep,
people who
gang, for a
do it
minute.
and the
I know I'm
discipline
tired.
that they are deploying. In terms of where a bullet was fired from, that is not always that hard to discern, okay? You can recreate angles. There may be issues of ricochets or things that can distort angles, but the police, at least from the news reports, seem pretty confident that they can prove the shots were from inside the car, indeed from the location in the car, as you put it, where he was seated. If that's true, because my recollection, and I only began familiarizing myself with this case yesterday, is that at least initially he said he wasn't in the car, that there were different disputes, and then their video putting him in the car. So first of all, his own history of changed statements becomes admissible evidence. And that doesn't mean he did anything wrong, but in the court of law, people's change of stories, denying I was there, but now it's, oh, I was there, but someone else shot, is in the law fair game for the prosecutor.
Yes, yes,
It makes
sir.
the case harder.
And they have said that there were inconsistent statements made by Melly and his co-conspirator. Jules, let's touch on the change in the death penalty law in Florida that Governor DeSantis signed earlier this year. It doesn't have to be unanimous anymore if they get to that penalty phase where the jury will consider punishment. It doesn't have to be a 12-0 decision anymore. It can be 8-4. So say he is convicted. He's a 24-year-old guy, was a much younger guy when this happened. He could more easily get the death penalty. So your thoughts on that?
So I'm going to take it back a step, if I may. First of all, just making this a death penalty case makes it more easy for him to be found guilty, because people who are on a death penalty jury tend to be more conservative, because you have to at least somewhat believe in the death penalty. When they get to that second trial, because it's really two trials, trial one, did you do it? Trial two, what's your punishment? The jury does have to be unanimous about one thing: whether the government has proved what is called an aggravating circumstance. So it's not just, hey, you're guilty, but they've actually listed 4 possible aggravating circumstances. As long as the jury agrees as to one unanimously, then they do this.
AT&T and Verizon rope you in with phone offers, then bind you to a 3-year device contract. Break free with T-Mobile. Introducing Go 5G Plus, a plan that always gives new and existing customers the same great device deals, and you're upgrade ready in 2 years versus 3.
To vote, and you are right, it used to be unanimous. And that was really important, because the death penalty should only be given when the real community really agrees this is right. Florida's now said, we don't care if 1/3 of you don't agree. If 2/3 of you do, that gives the judge permission. And given that you're starting with a group of people who are in favor of the death penalty, raising the number of dissents that can still be ignored makes it easier to get a death sentence.
And you just used to have it had to be one juror. Say one juror disagreed, it was a life sentence. So I think that's pretty interesting, and I think you bring up a very valid point, because so our listeners are aware. When it is a death penalty case, it adds a layer to that jury selection process, where they have to make sure these jurors are so-called death qualified, meaning they say they are willing to follow the law and impose the death penalty if they feel it's necessary and it's been proven to be warranted. Mina, I know that you had some thoughts and feelings on that. We were talking last night about how, this is a younger guy, 24 years old, the facts of the case are that these people were all friends. I mean, they were all in his kind of crew, his group of friends who produced music together. So he's facing the death penalty at 24 years old, or at least the possibility of it, when he is alleged to have committed a crime 5 years ago.
This is disturbing to me, just because of the changes in what we're talking about. From my understanding, from the lowering of the threshold for the death penalty was as a result of the Parkland shooting that happened in Florida. And as we know, this is a premeditated murder by one man who went into a high school, and shot 17 people and murdered 17 people, students, staff, teacher. He said he was guilty. So I understand lowering the threshold for someone like that, right? Even though me personally, I don't agree with death penalty. I don't think death penalty has any place in a civilized society. I am a woman of a religious background, and I believe that the only person that should be, and I don't want to bring religion into this, but my personal beliefs are that there's one higher being that should be in charge of taking our lives. And I just, as a person, don't agree with this, but I do understand that there are heinous individuals on our earth that have done atrocious things. And I understand why the death penalty is put in place. I just think it's very dangerous when you lower it to such a low standard, where you're not only, taking the life of people who may be heinous, but also people who may not be heinous.
Yes.
And people who might have a mental illness
in this
situation. Right. Someone who might have bipolar depression, someone who might be ADHD, maybe compulsive issues and can't compose themselves. And all these things I think are dangerous. In this particular situation, we don't know what happened. They were all friends. This could have been a mistake. This could have been a lapse of judgment. It's up to the prosecutor to prove that. But I think at the end of the day, he has said that he is innocent. And after this happened, he went on social media and he said, I lost my brothers. So there's so many unknowns about this case. Were they shot at? Did he do the shooting? Regardless of the situation, that is not the same as the Parkland mass murder shooting that happened. And I think it's very dangerous as a society when we start applying the death penalty to cases that not only involve mental health individuals, but also that don't involve premeditated murder and defendants claiming that they're innocent.
May I jump in?
Of course, Jules.
Okay, so I just want to say, following up on what Mina said, I want to separate the heinous deed from the heinous person, okay? I actually know a lot about the Parkland case. That was a heinous deed by a person, Mina, who had even more psychiatric and emotional problems than the one you're describing here. And one of the problems is that people conflate or mix together how terrible the murder is, as all murders are terrible, but some are even worse, from how terrible this person is. I think your other point, which is really, really critical, is there are murders that happen after days and weeks and months of planning. And then there's something that happened in the moment. The law treats them the same. Right or wrong, okay? The law treats, if I plan a murder for a month, or if I look at you, I'd never do this, and say, Mina, I want you dead, and you're dead. Those are both treated the same as premeditated, even though I premeditated for a second, not a month. But you are right that the less planning, the more spur of the moment, the more situational, that should help to take a case out of death penalty world. I need to add one other thing, which is something we haven't mentioned, which is the race of Melly. Because we all know that race remains the thumb on the scale. And like it or not, no matter how well-intentioned people are, to some people, they look at a young black man and they'll look at them differently than if it were my young white son, no matter what else is going on. And that's yet another problem that Melly faces here.
And I think it's important that we point out the difference. Obviously, Nicholas Cruz.
Like, honestly, yo, because he's black, like, honestly, man, that's the main thing we gotta really hit point. Us black folks, bro, is different for us, bro. And people, y'all gonna be like, oh, no, but my opinion, bro, when they come down to a white man, they get a slap on the wrist. When a black man do it, it's automatic life. And it could be stealing for stealing a fucking lollipop or some shit. We get 5 years for stealing a lollipop, and the white man will get a month on house arrest. I promise you. That's how crooked the law is, and that's how you know they're racist, honestly, in my opinion. Yeah, that's racist. Cause like you said, bro, it's different, bro. It's different. I like how you said that, though. You didn't say that, no disrespectful. Like how you said that. So, applause to that old dude, bro. Like how you said that, bro.
Much
I'm a
different.
little tired, but I'm a little tired, but I'm listening. It tells you about 8 to 6 times.
We know how much planning went into that. These are two completely different cases.
Right.
And in Nicholas Cruz's case, they gave him life. So I think it's important to note that as well. They found that there were...
See, they gave him life after what he killed. How many people he killed? Melly killed 2 people. Now they gonna give the death penalty because he black. We're like, come on.
Mitigating circumstances. And we're not even to that point yet, but it's important to talk about this as we kind of do an overview of this case. And it'll be interesting to learn more about the facts of the case and what the prosecutors are alleging as the motive. Because as I mentioned, these were a group of people, 4 people who were friends and produced music together. So Mina, Lona, thank you so much for joining us. Jules Epstein, professor of law, thank you as well. It's been great talking with you. And we hope to have you back as we cover this trial as it begins and moves forward.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it for this edition of Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. You can listen to and download Sidebar on Apple, Spotify, Google.
Alright, YouTube, man. That's the wrap of the video, man. I'm gonna be coming with a series of straight the Melly case, bro. Like that white dude said, bro, it's different between us blacks and whites, which we all need to eventually need to come together, bro. Like, sometimes just time call it aside, bro. Just for the future, bro. Like, but like you said, they gave this white dude life after many people he killed. But Billy Black, so now y'all want to give him the death penalty. Like, you know, it's just another black man off the face of earth. Honestly, that's how I feel. And I feel so disrespected. And at the end of the day, you know, it hurts me, bro, because that dude that did that school shooting on that show before that deserved somebody to, bro. It's hurtful, bro. It's hurtful. So, you know, I don't feel bad for either of them anyway. I don't feel bad for Medal or him. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to racials, white folks get off lead more than the black person will. That's how it is, and I know it's true. You know, it's different, bro. It's different for us, bro. I'm a little tired, bro. I'm gonna come back with another one, though. I'm gonna come back with another one tomorrow, bro. Because I got another video I want to see about it. So, yeah, man, I'm sorry, bro. I got distracted. I was supposed to do this earlier, since around 4 or 5 o'clock, and I got distracted doing something else. But tomorrow I'm gonna be on my game. I'm probably gonna upload this one probably a couple of days from now. But yeah, man. Y'all already know the drill, man. Y'all be safe. Have a blessed night. Both Sides TV. I'm out.